time to whip out your Christmas balls.
Oh my god.
With Toxic Radio's Kick-Ass Christmas. All December long, nothing but rockin' Christmas tunes.
Jingle bells, jingle bells.
Not the same old boring Christmas songs over and over again.
You better watch out, you better not cry.
It's a kick-ass Christmas.
Santa Claus is coming to
Only on Toxic Radio.
Right, everybody, it's Christmas. Let's party.
Don't play it safe. Play it toxic. Ho, 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 bitches. Planning your Saturday night can be a bit of a bitch.
Saturday night is the loneliest night in the week.
Well, it doesn't have to be. Load up Toxic Radio every Saturday night for the heavy metal happy hour. With the one and only Fishman.
I know that, dude.
There will be interviews, ticket giveaways, a little bit of banter with Toxic Mike, and of course great metal from the 80s all the way through today. Starts at 7 p.m., runs until Fish says it's over.
everyone get out!
Catch it only on Toxic Radio. Don't play it safe. Play it toxic.
Hungry for Hope Nation, Reckless Donnie Hart here. We are back, we are live, we are in Toxic Studio, and we can't be more excited. I am joined by no other than the greatest sports and gambling man in the land, Yanni the Greek. Yanni the Greek, say hi.
How's it going, Donnie? Happy holidays to you and Hungry for Hope Nation out there.
I like how you did a Hungry for Hope Nation thing. That's been really catching on, man.
Well,
I have people come up and they're like, I'm part of the nation.
Of course you are. If you're not part of the nation now, I don't even know. I don't even want to know you. I mean, this is the bandwagon to be on right now, Donnie.
It's a bandwagon to be on, man. It's like the Jalen Hurts bandwagon. You know, we'll get on that
We
later.
knew it was coming.
But we got my co-host, big time Tim Kudges.
You just stole the shit out of my thunder.
Wow.
That was terrible. I got to start it off.
You want to try it again? Let's try it.
You guys are back in studio. I'm kind of stuck here, not in studio, but big time Tim Kudges. Ooh, that didn't work well.
You know, these are crazy times. You know, we've been out of the studio because a lot of stuff related to this. Tim isn't in the studio today. You know, he's sick, but he's a trooper. He looks like he's not doing too good there, but the man puts Hungry for Hope Nation above his own health. And you got to admire that. You got to admire a man with such character when you don't see much of that anymore. How you feeling, Tim?
I'm feeling all right. It's been a rough week, but it's starting to, get better. Starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak.
Awesome, man. But you told me you weren't going to miss us announcing the winner of the Dining with Donnie Elite 8 #1 cheesesteak in Philly. You refused. You said, I'll do it from my grave. I think those were your words.
I mean, yeah, technically that would be impossible, but it was something like that.
Impossible means I'm possible. That's what it spells.
Listen, nothing's impossible for the Hungry for Hope podcast.
Well, I would hope I would have been alive in my grave, but give or take, tomato, tomato. I get what you're saying.
I've seen crazier shit
I would have
happen.
missed it for the
COVID
world.
time. It's COVID times. You know, zombies are next, so it's all right. Then you'll be here whether you want to or not.
Yeah. Yanni makes a great point. So, Tim.
What?
The Elite 8. Let's get back on business here. People want to know who the best cheesesteak is. So for anybody that don't know, we started the Dining with Donnie Elite 8 best cheesesteak. We mimicked the March Madness Elite 8. You know, March Madness was canceled this year. So we took it and we put our own Philly kind of flavor onto it. We took, we went to 30 places. We got it down to the top 8, and then we made a bracket. We started off our bracket and we went from 8 to now we're down to 2. We're down to John's roast pork and Steve's the Prince of Steak. What do you think about this whole journey, Tim?
It's been a long, long journey, long road. But we got there. We're here now.
So round
We're
one,
at the-
we're here, Tim. Well, I'm
We're
here.
here finally.
Round 1, we had the number 1 seed John's roast pork versus Pat's. Pat's was overall 8 seed, so that was 1 versus 4. As you can see on the list, John's advanced. And then on the lower side of that was the East bracket. We had Tony Luke's versus Jim's. Tony Luke's advanced, so that set up a final 4 of John's roast pork against Tony Luke's. On the west side of the bracket, we had Steve's versus Max's. Steve's advanced. And then we had D'Alessandro's versus Joe's Steak, formerly Chink's. That was a great matchup. That might have been my favorite matchup. Joe's won, and they went on to make a big Northeast Final 4 versus Steve's. And Steve's ended up winning that one. That was a close one. I know you were pretty highly on Steve's. I like Joe's a lot. That was a close one. And then we had John's roast pork against Tony Luke's, man. The showdown in South Philly, and we had John's roast pork. So that leaves us with 2, right, Tim?
Only two left, but only one will survive.
Sounds like my podcast career. So, I might not be a fat white guy with a beard and a bag of toys, but I'm going to bring you the greatest joy of the holiday season. I'm going to tell you where you can find the best damn cheesesteak in Philly. If you don't like it, too bad. Right, Tim? My little elf.
I'd have to agree.
You're like Mrs. Claus. Donnie Claus.
I don't know.
You just take whatever he just calls you, and you just roll.
He's just assuming my He's just assuming my gender now, and it just hurts my feelings.
I'm Donnie Claus. I had somebody call me Donnie Claus the other day, and I was like crying when they were telling. They're like, "You're like Donnie Claus, man." But anyway, Donnie Claus is back, and we will tell you the best cheesesteak in Philly. Tim, let's start off with Steve's. Steve's Princess Steak over Northeast Philly. You're big on him, Tim. Tell us why you're so big on him.
Not only is it a pleasant customer service experience when you get into Steve's, but it's just great food altogether. They're always up there. They're always performing. They're putting together great cheesesteaks. There was that one time it was a little when they were going against Max's, but the meat is chopped perfectly. It's great meat. Cheese whiz on top, which is excellent. And the bread, it holds its own.
So, you're a fan. Have some
I'm
enthusiasm.
an absolute fan. I'm sorry. Let me get my inhaler so I can get some enthusiasm going from my voice.
Well, listen, Donnie, this is a tight, race right here, right? This is the 2 big horses that we're always gonna, seemingly just colliding into the championship round. It's tight around here. The anticipation for this champion, people have been waiting for months, Donnie.
We had Yanni the Greek actually do the odds. Yanni, who were the 2 favorites to make it to the final? Were these the favorites?
So when we last convened, Steve's actually overtook the favorite position there after Tim really kind of laid into John's about a bad customer service experience that he had. And, that sent Vegas into a frenzy there as they were adjusting.
It's an understatement.
That's right. Well, there you go. So when we last left it, it was Steve's took the favorite position at -115. John's was -105. Now, a lot of buzz before the podcast today. As we're sharing it on Facebook, we're seeing a lot of support come in for John's, and that's going to even up the odds right here at -110 for both sides. This is about as even a matchup as we can come up with.
So we're about even. We're about even. According to Yanni, you're the expert. I'll take your word for it. But we're pretty even. There were some other people. A lot of people wanted to see D'Alessandro's there. I know we even had a late push. A lot of people thought Pats might even make a crazy run. That didn't happen. But you heard Tim talk about Steve's, and let me tell you about John's roast pork. They're South Philly. All my South Philly people, they love them. They love them. There's another South Philly favorite a lot of people thought might might be in the finals. They didn't make our Elite Eight. Phillips Steaks, good spot, awesome spot. But just when we went there, just for us, it wasn't our
Better
thing.
luck next year.
Better luck next year, right? John's roast pork, man. I tell everybody that will listen, which isn't a lot of people. The bread is the backbone of a good cheesesteak. You can't have a good cheesesteak without good bread. That's just how it is, man. So you need the bread, and when you go to John's roast pork, their bread stands out. It's great. It's a seeded roll. They don't do cheese whiz, which is different. A lot of these places they do cheese whiz. They do American and provolone. They give you some fried onions. They give you big diced up fried onions. You get your money's worth. The cheese is not cheese whiz, but the meat's plentiful. The roll's great. All around, you can't go wrong. It's a little tiny shack on what's that, like Snyder, Front and Snyder, right off Columbus Boulevard. You can see it on there. It's a little tiny spot, but a lot of people don't realize they're called John's roast pork. People don't realize they got such a good cheesesteak. People think roast pork. No, their cheesesteak is out of this world. Out of this world. And that's why they made the finals. When this match came down, they were different too. They were different, a lot different. Steve's didn't have as much meat. They're cheese whiz instead of regular cheese. The roll was completely different. They had a great roll there. They don't give you a lot of meat. That was one of the things Tim said. One of the things I said. John's roast pork definitely gives you the meat. And they collided, and only one could win. And our winner, Yanni, give me a little drum roll. Our Dining with Donnie Elite Eight, #1 cheesesteak in Philly winner. South Philly, you're going to be happy. John's roast pork takes it. We got a great video at John's we're going to put up for you guys. Some people aren't going to be happy. Some people are going to be happy. But let's go to the video. Hungry for Hope Nation, Donnie here. I'm on a corner in South Philly. You ask why? I'll tell you why. We are here to announce the Dining with Donnie Elite Eight Best Cheesesteak in Philly winner. And we are at John's Roast Pork, the winner. They had a great matchup with Steve's Princess Steak, Northeast favorite. It was Northeast against South Philly. It came down to the best part of the cheesesteak, the backbone, the bread. When it comes to bread, nobody beats John's roast pork. When it comes to cheesesteaks in Philly, nobody beats them either. Congratulations, John. We'll tune in tomorrow to find out what's next. There you had it, Tim. What do you think about this, Tim? What do you feel about John's winning?
Look, we all know I'm not at a loss for words with it. I'll scream Steve's Princess Steak's the best from the mountaintops. But I can't argue with the John's choice. It was a close race either way. The bread was incredible. Like I said, not a customer service contest because we know who would win that one. Anybody but John's roast pork. But when it comes to a cheesesteak, the bread, they definitely deserve a nod and the victory.
Now, Tim, I understand you're not big on that. Their customer service. Me, I like the people at John's, man. I told the great story about how John Bucci, the owner, he had a problem, and we sent the queen of harm reduction, Destiny Campanella, down there. She fixed things out. They became great friends. They're hardworking, blue-collar, South Philly people just trying to feed the people and do right. They're a little rough, South Philly. Everything's a little rough around the edges. If you don't have tough skin, go eat at McDonald's or something, Tim. I don't know what to tell you.
I'll go eat at Steve's Princess Steaks. How about that? That's where I'll eat.
If you want to eat at the second best cheesesteak in Philly, do you, my man. Do you. It's like the Carson Wentz of
Okay,
cheesesteaks.
well,
The second best.
Before we get into that, but
Don't
this is
forget, we got Nate Sudfeld on the team too.
this is why this tournament is, a human interest story, as well as, it's obviously interesting from a food angle, right? Philadelphia, one of the top food cities in the entire nation, right? And I'm not alone in saying that. I'm not a homer in saying that. Read some stuff. Philadelphia is highly respected for their food service industry, right? Everyone has their own side. Everyone has their preference. And why? Because they're all really good, or many of them are very good eateries around the city of Philadelphia. So even though we've crowned a champion, we still have, look how Tim has just dug into that side of Steve's, and that's what I love about this tournament, guys. The argument does not end here.
Made a great point, man. Great point. Anybody, all them top 8, even more than that. Check out all of our top 8. There's places like Max's. They don't get enough credit. Me and Tim loved Max's. Over on Germantown Ave, that place, that's awesome. But they all have this kind of, like I said, it's a little rough. The people, they're not going to pat you on the back and say you're good. You're not getting no trophies for second place at these places, Tim.
Unless you're wearing that number 2 Eagles jersey.
Yeah.
And since this Elite Eight took 10 months to actually complete,
Thanks
next
to
year's
COVID.
is coming up pretty fast. Yeah, next year's is coming up pretty fast, so we're going to need submissions, places we might have missed, places we might not have heard of yet. So you can always shoot them to Donnie on Facebook, the Facebook page, info at h4hnation.com.
And maybe let's extend
any of the many ways to
this
get ahead of us.
Let's extend to South Jersey. We got a lot of people, fans of donkeys, who's come up a million times during this process.
Yanni, you brought us to a great point.
That's what I'm here for.
Whatever happens when you have a champion, everybody wants to take the champion down. Well, now it's time to let our champion fight. We're going to let our champion fight against the best cheesesteak in South Jersey, Tim. We were going to find the best cheese. I know everybody says it's donkeys. We'll let them fight against donkeys. But if there's another spot out there, South Jersey, that you think might be better, if you think Roman Pantry or Gitano's, you got a place that you think might be better, let us know. Because we're looking for a contender. We're looking for a cheesesteak in South Jersey that can knock off the big dog over in the big city.
And it better be on a long roller. Don't tell us about it.
Yeah, donkeys, man. We're going to get into donkeys. I got some stuff to say about donkeys. I know everybody brings up donkeys, but that's the next route. This cheesesteak thing's going, and hopefully COVID doesn't mess it up. And, we can bang these out. I want to know what the best pizza in Philly is. What do you think, Tim?
I want to know who has the best wings.
Best wings. We're going to have to bring El Wingador on for that. He has the
We
best
know who
wing
has
sauce.
the best wing sauce.
There's the El Wingador wing sauce. You can get it at elwingadorsauce.com. That stuff, man. I don't promote shit unless I like it. I don't care who you are. You can be my best friend, my grandma. If you got a product I don't like, I'm gonna let it be known. I like his product. I like him too, but I like his product. Great. elwingadorsauce.com. Make a great Valentine's Day gift or something. New Year's, I don't know. Put it on your girl for Valentine's Day. Lick it off for. I don't know. You crazy hungry for Hope Nation.
Hey now.
I don't know what you do alone. do it, but do it with El Wingador sauce.
And Tim, you're a wonderful hand model, man.
Tim.
You're doing a great job.
Tim, what do you feel about licking sauce off people? I dump that sauce on you a little. Would you let somebody lick it off you? Or would you lick it off somebody? Or
I mean, it's a delicious sauce.
I didn't ask if it was delicious sauce. Tim, you're not. Sometimes you do that. You don't answer the question. Can I lick that sauce off you or what, brother? Let's cut this shit. It's Christmas spirit. Put some jingle balls on or whatever you're doing. Let's go. Fa la la la.
All right, then. So far on this show, we've had plentiful meat in
All right,
small
Bobby,
shacks
calm down.
and licking hot sauce off of each other. I don't know what direction this is going, but
Yanni,
Merry
it's my
Christmas.
show, and it's going to go in whatever direction this train wreck decides to go. People love train wrecks.
Yeah,
That's why people tune in to
Yanni.
Hunger for Hope. They're like, when are these assholes going to explode? Maybe today. I don't know. What, Tim?
Yanni's
over there?
Yanni's over there assuming my holiday preference, saying Merry Christmas. I'm offended.
that's fine. I mean, Merry Christmas, that's what I've been saying to people. That's what I celebrate. You celebrate something else, marry that. or happy that.
2020, bro. You
Whatever it
can't
is.
celebrate one specific holiday.
Let me be. I said happy holidays in the beginning of the show. All right, I covered it all right there. All right, now,
Guys, I'm going to
now you're
take
getting
hold of
something
the
from
show
me,
again.
all right?
You can take this little four-player, whatever the hell it is, and take it to the bedroom. I'm coming back.
Where
and
the
I'm
hot
taking
sauce
control.
is.
We're Hungry for Hope Nation. Don't listen to this nonsense. I want you to listen to us ask you who the best cheesesteak in Philly or in Jersey, South Jersey is. We want you to tell us. We want you to tell us what you think of John's roast pork winning. I know Far Stars is happy. Matt Blacho's happy. Novak's happy. Storm and Norman's happy. I have people blowing on my phone. They want John's roast pork. A lot of people are happy, but some people aren't happy. Let us know if you're not happy. And, maybe we can make you happy. A little bit of sauce.
Dump a little sauce on there. There you go.
But that's it. John's roast pork is the Elite 8, #1 Philly cheesesteak for us, for Hungry for Hope Nation. But let's move on from cheesesteaks. Cheesesteaks is fun, but we got Yanni the Greek here in his little Christmas hat, looking all proper. Yanni, give us some sports, my man. How you doing?
Sure. I mean, I guess the biggest story in sports right now is that the NBA is back in our lives after just 72 days. They're back in our lives. 72 days ago, they crowned a champion, the Los Angeles Lakers, and yesterday we got to see the Nets and the Los Angeles Clippers get their first wins of their seasons. And as we speak right now, the Sixers trail the Washington Wizards 16-14 at home in the Wells Fargo Center. So we have basketball back in the basketball towns, which is nice. No fans in the stands for these games, unfortunately, still. But fingers crossed, it all looks like it's heading in the right direction. And maybe by this time next year, we're all packing the stands together, standing and screaming and, well, quite frankly, drinking inside these stadiums together and rooting these teams on to our championships.
Yanni,
Right, Donnie?
Yanni, I can dig it. I can dig it. I actually had the Sixers call me. I've been known to go to a couple professional sporting events or 100 a year. And, I guess they look into that stuff, so they've been blowing up my phone. The Sixers, they're like, Donnie, you getting the season tickets? Donnie, you doing this? I'm like, what am I going to buy season tickets to? You can't have fans. I was like, what? Fans are allowed? I can go to the game tonight if I buy these tickets? They're like, no, but you can buy them, and then when we do open up, you'll be the first to come. I was like, so you want me to pay? And they said maybe mid-January, they said maybe a couple thousand people will be allowed. I just don't feel comfortable. Everything going on, I didn't feel comfortable.
And I assume it's full season ticket prices that they're going to have to pay.
I think it's even more now.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
they're bumping stuff up. But if I did buy them, are the Sixers a team I'd want to go? Are they a contender? Are they a legitimate contender? Are the Philadelphia 76ers a contender, Yanni?
Well, the Sixers, as some of us may know, have made some big changes to the roster, bringing in a couple of talented players, as well as some big changes in the front office with Daryl Morey now running the show. And, of course, a change on the sideline with Doc Rivers in coaching the team. They look like a professional outfit. And
let me stop you right there, Yanni.
Sure.
Doc Rivers is our coach, man.
Right.
I'm a big fan.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think from Brett Brown to him? Do you think that makes a big difference?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to make this the dunk on Brett Brown show, right? I think we kind of all knew he was in over his head for, his job was to coach a championship team. When he first inherited the job, what his job was to steady the ship, right? And just kind of slog through some bad years while making some players better that maybe would be a part of the future. By the time he was let go, that wasn't his job anymore. His job was to win a championship, and we knew at least for a year, if not more, that he wasn't going to be the guy to do it. Now, say what you want to say about Ben Simmons and how he maybe hasn't come along enough for some people's liking. Some people still want him to be a shooter and a scorer and that type of thing. At this point in time, I think we know that's not who Ben Simmons is, but that doesn't mean that you give up on Ben Simmons or anything like that. No, you supplement the player who is good at many of the things basketball players are supposed to do, right? Ben Simmons is a top-end defender in the league. He sees the floor about as well as any offensive player does, and of course can score around the rim very effectively. So the pieces aren't in place for this team to make another.
Johnny,
run.
let me stop you. You made a great point. Tim, are you still there,
Yes.
Tim? Are you with us? Yanni brought up a great point. Ben Simmons can score around the rim. Tim, can you score around the rim?
Only if you put a little El Wingador hot
All right,
sauce
just
around.
think about it. We'll get back to it. No, get back, Yanni. So you talk about Ben Simmons. You
I
talk
was about
about
to say something totally different, but
you talk about Ben Simmons. A lot of people were talking he was up for trade for James
That's right.
Harden. What do you think about that?
Those rumors are still floating around there, even though the GM has shut them down and said that we are not training Ben Simmons. You know how the media works. They don't really listen to words and stuff like that from high-end officials with the team. So whatever's more interesting in ink is what, writers and bloggers and things of that nature are going to go with. I don't see Ben Simmons moving. I do believe that the organization sees him as a building block, a piece that they're going to build around to build a championship roster. That's what they're doing right now with the additions of Seth Curry and Danny Green. And again, I think it's going to work. I would say give it some time. It's two big moving pieces and a new coaching staff, so be patient. But I think it's going to work, Don.
Well, Yanni, I got to play devil's advocate a little bit there with you. You said
Please
that
do.
just because a GM is saying, "Oh no, we're not going to trade this player." If I had $1 for every time a GM or
Sure.
higher up said they weren't going to trade a player, they weren't going to sign a player, something like that, they weren't negotiating, I would be a rich man, because typically that player that the media is saying is most likely on a trade block, they turn up to be most likely on a trade block. But the general manager is not going to come out and be like, yeah, we're talking about trading Ben Simmons, as Ben Simmons is about to go into the year in a Sixers uniform. Should
You
they
are
do
right.
it? Probably not. No.
You're
They'll
absolutely
probably
right
have to
about
give
that.
up too much for Harden, and it's not worth it.
Mm.
But are the talks happening? I could see them happening, but I don't think they'll come down to an agreement. I think the Rockets want too much. It will only happen if the Rockets get out of playoff contention and the Sixers are still in it, and it's not going to involve Simmons at that point.
It's very fair, and yeah, I think the conversation has absolutely happened behind a closed door. I don't think it's been, it's absolutely it's not on the table. Everyone turns off their phone as soon as it comes up. No, but I do think that they considered it, and the thing that was the most impressive to me, I guess, or what I liked the most about what Morey did, is he came out and he squashed it very early. It was only a couple days where it was really rolling the stories before he came out and said we're not trading him. A lot of times you'll see that story start to roll, and almost it's like the organization is kind of trying to gauge a fan's opinion, like a fan base's opinion, if that makes any sense. And this one didn't seem like it was that. It seemed like he came right out and squashed the rumors and said that this isn't what's going to happen, so forget about it. And I thought the timing was very important.
Now, barring Ben Simmons, how many first-round draft picks is James Harden worth? How many years of consecutive first-round draft picks?
Oh man. Well, with a team that's making the playoffs, probably too many, right? If you're picking in the 20s and that sort of thing, because NBA first-round picks lose their value tremendously when you get outside of the top 10 or certainly the lottery. So with a team that, again, with Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, they're making the playoffs. It's not like they're going to bottom out and have some sort of high draft pick, right? So it would be too many years of first-round picks, the way you put it, to be worth making this kind of trade without a player involved. And, of course, that player involved would be Simmons, so it's not going to happen.
If Houston isn't making the playoffs and Harden's giving them shit throughout the season, do you think that asking price goes significantly down towards the trade deadline?
It goes down. It goes down.
I mean, wasn't he just on
significantly,
video
I'm
in
not
a
sure.
strip club?
Yes.
Wasn't he just on video in a strip club without a mask on?
Yes.
Like you never been on video in a strip club without a mask on, Tim. Grow up, my God. You're so...
There's no cell phone cameras on in the strip club, bro. Show some class.
That seems to be going around. We got him in strip clubs with no mask on. Dwayne Haskins is in the strip club with his girlfriend with no mask on. That sounds like a
That
fun
$40,000 is going to hurt next year when Dwayne Haskins isn't making anything.
Guys, we're going to get serious here. As our de facto leader of Hungry for Hope Nation, I'm telling you guys right now, if I catch any of you a picture of you guys at a strip club with no mask on, and, you're out of here. Yeah, we wear masks around here. Take all the pictures of strip clubs you want, but you don't have a mask on, Tim. Pack your shit and go to the Howard Stern
But Donnie,
show, I don't want you.
How are you gonna lick up El Wingador hot sauce with a mask on? You just soak it all up, man.
Yanni, you're so young and naive. So adorable. Yanni, people are telling Inky wanted to tell us, the Rockets game got postponed tonight, but he thinks hard, and his age, and he's a ball hog. We don't need him.
Need him? No. Would he, as the roster is currently constructed, be the final piece? Probably, but like we just talked about, it's hard to bring him on and just add him on to this roster, right, without having to change it dramatically. So, no, I just don't see it's possible. I mean, yeah, in theory, if you add James Harden to this team with how Joel Embiid's able to clean everything up under the basket and Simmons is able to facilitate the way he can, yeah, it's a perfect match. It's just there's not really a way to make it happen.
Does Doc Rivers bring the best out of Tobias Harris again?
I just need him to keep bringing the effort. Because at the end of the Sixers last year, that was the biggest complaint we had, right? And, yeah, I get it. Ben Simmons goes down, and no one really cared anymore after that. But that effort that they put out in that playoff series against the Celtics was some of the most pathetic sports I have watched, and I watch a lot of sports, if you guys haven't noticed.
Was that when Embiid called out sick for a stomach ache?
Don't remember the stomach ache, but I do remember that just every loose ball they were losing, it just looked like they played no heart. And you know how it is, right? You don't sit there and get swept by your division rival in the playoffs. You play and win one game, but we didn't even get that.
Yanni, you got a great point. People got to realize, if they're not from Philly, this area, us fans, man, we really hold our athletes to a higher pedestal. We like the guys who, bring their lunchbox to work, bring their lunch pail or whatever, and they're blue-collar, hardworking guys filled with character, not prima donnas. And that brings me to another amazing point of a guy who I've been telling anybody who would listen. I said, this guy is Philly made. This guy is for our team. And I said, he's not just good. I said he was a superstar, I think I said. We drafted him. Everybody screamed. Everybody was angry. I was here on this microphone saying no. It might have been a weird draft pick, but we got a superstar. There's a reason we got this guy, and he is a superstar. Everybody called me crazy. They said, Donnie, you're nuts. Well, who's nuts now? Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts. He's playing now. He's the quarterback. I knew there was a reason we picked him. There's people who are smarter than us, sat in rooms with people worth a lot of money, and they all came together, and for whatever reason, they didn't think Carson Wentz. They had some doubt. I'm positive they had some doubt. And they said, there's this guy in the draft who people are underlooking. That's what I think they said. They said, there's this guy who's not getting enough respect. Just like Russell Wilson, I told everybody, Russell Wilson didn't get enough respect. He was a smaller guy, played at two different colleges. So I think that kind of threw people off a little. Being a small guy, two different colleges. Jalen Hurts, same thing. Played at two different colleges. Small guy. I thought he should have been a top 5 pick. I thought Tua and him were the best quarterbacks, hands down. I didn't think it was close. And now look, we got Carson Wentz on the bench, and we got this freak of nature, Jalen Hurts, out there. Hungry for Hope Nation, I want to hear what you think now about this guy. He just had a game against an Arizona team. They're a lot better than their record. They're a legit team. Played against another former Oklahoma guy. He threw for 338 yards, 3 touchdowns, 102 QB rating. That first half, he was doing everything, but he's much more than that, which I've been trying to tell people. He has that character. He's a natural leader. He's a guy who, took his team to the national championship as a freshman at Alabama, was a Heisman candidate, and then they put him on the bench the next year for a freshman, and he sat there and he took it. He didn't complain. He did his job. When they put him in the national title, he did what he had to do. He was a stand-up guy. He graduated college. He didn't leave. He graduated, which is a big difference. He graduated and then was able to transfer as a graduate student to Oklahoma. He didn't try to leave. He, high character, high everything. Yanni, what do you think about this guy now? You're the sports expert. What do you think of this this man, this myth, this legend?
I agree with most of everything you said. I thought he was actually drafted properly in terms of value and where he went in the draft. I thought that was right around the point that he should go. So I agreed with that. A lot
of people had him actually going in like the third.
Yeah.
So the Eagles did jump on him, but I thought he was top 5. I know that's not what they had him, but a lot of people had him ranked late second, third. So the Eagles probably could have waited, but
again, I was higher on Herbert than most people were coming into the draft, so I was good with the top 3. I was almost certain it was going to go, that the quarterbacks were going to go in the order they went, and they should have gone in the top 10 the way they did. So I did agree with that. I thought Jalen was a second-round pick, mid-second-round pick, that area, talent-wise. And, of course, the leadership stuff that you keep hearing everywhere, I'm sure this isn't the first time you've heard about Jalen Hurts. That's very for real. I mean, we just talked about effort before we switched to this, right? You and I, if you're an Eagles fan, you were watching the game. You watched 3 games ago how the team seemed to just spark up, and all of a sudden guys were making plays. Yeah, all right, the Eagles lost that game against the Packers, and it wasn't really close, even though it got close in the scoreboard. We knew it wasn't really close. But you saw effort. You saw guys trying to make a little extra move, that little bit. Jalen Reagor, of course, the punt return, right? That's the kind of stuff
Sean Jeffrey played.
There you go. It's a great point. So these are the kind of things that weren't happening before he got on there. So there is definitely something to the leadership aspect that he brings. Now, again, let me throw a little cold water on it because I need to do both sides here. He is not a complete player yet by any means. He's still very much in the first read, then tuck, stage of his development, which is fine. He's a rookie quarterback, right? Now, me personally, since we have been able to see Jalen Hurts on a big stage, since, as Donnie said, he was a freshman, I see him as kind of more advanced than your average rookie quarterback, but you just have to peel back and remember that, he still is learning the pro game. I don't think that's going to be an issue at all. He seems to be able to protect the ball pretty well. The couple of bad fumbles that I'm really worried about, that's got to cut out. But for the most part, he's not throwing bad interceptions. He won't make a bad mistake. He got away with one in the Green Bay game. That's all right. And he's been making it happen on the ground, which for a team who's working with me at their offensive line positions needs some support from the quarterback. So he's the right thing for this team at the right time. And my opinion on Wentz, that story is not written yet.
What's going to happen? All right, so Hurts is going to finish out the season.
Yes.
What's going to happen at the end of the season? What do we do? Give me the short story of what we do.
So Wentz's contract, of course, is very prohibitive to moving him. So unless some team comes to you, unless some team comes to the Eagles with this sweetheart offer because they believe in Wentz, I don't really think trading him is going to be, feasible, right? So that leaves you with one option and one option only, and I think this is the right option. You go into next year with a true quarterback competition, and you can call Wentz the incumbent if you want, and I think he's earned it, right? I don't think. He's earned the right to be the incumbent in that competition, but I think it's going to be a competition in earnest, and if Carson Wentz loses it, then he loses the job, and you got to hope for a Sam Bradford situation that maybe some other team's quarterback goes down, you can trade him, in the beginning of the season for anything.
I think Carson Wentz, I don't know what Tim thinks, but I think Carson Wentz, there's just something happened. Kind of reminds, the only story I could kind of link it to, it kind of reminds me of Fultz, the Sixers.
Okay.
Markelle Fultz, that was his name? I don't remember.
Yep.
Markelle Fultz.
He just signed an extension.
He was a star in college. We got him number 1 overall. The Celtics really did us dirty. They saw something we didn't see. And we got him here, and he was like, he forgot how to play basketball. He wasn't there no more. He didn't know how to shoot. Like, it was like all of a sudden, you could tell it was in his head. Carson Wentz, we saw how good he is. I can't remember seeing a guy quarterback in NFL look so amazing, and then just all of a sudden, he doesn't look comfortable. I don't want to say it's injury. He just doesn't look comfortable back there. I could see him going somewhere like Indianapolis and maybe being a superstar, but I
Resurrecting
never
career.
ever see him being good in Philly again. He lost the fans. He lost himself. I don't.
You put it great right there at the end. He lost the fan base. He lost the coaching staff. Most importantly, he lost his teammates, and I don't think they want to play.
I don't
for
think
him
the
anymore.
teammates like him. I don't think he's a locker room guy, and that's why I was so big on Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts, man. You know, you live in a crazy world now. A lot of these people, they're pro athletes, but they're scumbags, or they're all about them. Jalen Hurts is the complete opposite,
No,
man.
he's stand-up
Every
guy.
place he went, people praise him. All the coaches, everybody. I think the team plays better because they want to win with him. You know, I've been out there. If you don't have faith in the guy, you
that's
don't like
leadership.
a guy personally.
That's leadership. That's what you do. I mean, that's what a leader does is brings out the best.
You haven't seen anything in this guy yet. I'm telling you, this guy. I'm talking
about 2 games.
I'm talking top 5 NFL QB for the next 10 years. Call me crazy, but you know I'll see you in 10 years, and you'll be calling me, you know, Donnie. Not so crazy. But yeah, Jalen Hurts will be a superstar in this league, Tim. What do you think, Tim? What do you freaking think?
I mean, I don't know. I was smart enough to put him on my fantasy roster as soon as he started starting. He just racks up the points. But with Carson Wentz, we're talking about, right? You say give a true quarterback competition next year. Say he doesn't get it. You think he would be willing to restructure his contract so it makes him, you know, we can get a decent trade out of him, or does he sit on the bench as a backup for the next couple of years?
I don't see him as the kind of guy who would do that.
Yeah. I also worry about what it does in the locker room.
Joe, I agree. Joe Demi said, you know, he thinks somebody will trade for him. I think somebody would want him.
The draft holds a big key to this, and that's what's kind of that's why I have hesitation. There are 5 like very legitimate first round type talent quarterbacks in this draft, depending on what the NFL thinks of Kyle Trask.
Tell you what, the Jets need Brett Brown as their coach.
Why to lose better or?
Yeah,
yeah, tank the right way.
I mean, I can't blame the players on the team.
We
for
can all
playing hard,
Hunger
but-
for Hope Nation. We can all agree, Jalen Hurts, regardless if you thought he was going to be, he's something special, man. You feel something different watching them than you felt for the beginning of the season. You know, the last 2 weeks, even this loss, such a exciting loss. The people of Philly, I'm telling you, you ever go in Philly, you're walking around the city on a Monday, you're working, whatever you're doing, you can tell when the Eagles lost, when it was a bad loss, or if they won. And even this loss we had, people were still uplifting. Like, people, you know, they say hi to you. You know, when the Eagles lose, they say, you know, fuck you. You know, people are happier. The city better. People aren't as depressed. People have a smile. Yeah, RG3.
Yeah, but RG3 was an ESPN
He's
creation.
the only guy I could compare to Wentz. How he's so good.
RG3.
But he had the injury.
Let's
He
compare
was great.
it. Let's
that
compare it
first
to
year,
this.
he looked amazing.
Let's compare that situation. I'm glad you brought it up. Let's compare that situation to what's going on here, right? With Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields, who are 1-2, and they're going to go 1-2. It looks like, even if
The
that
BYU
includes-
guy looks good. He might
the
go
BYU
too.
kid looks good. In
They
fact,
say he
I
might
saw,
go too now.
I saw a mock draft today that had him going too. Now, the guy who did the mock draft kind of said, "Hey, I'm stirring it up. I'm just trying to."
But all we care about
ridiculous."
is Jalen Hurts, Yanni. So get back to Jalen Hurts. Like,
I thought we were talking about the quarterbacks. We got onto the Jets somehow.
he is the quarterback.
He's the quarterback.
I don't care about the Jets.
I did
Hunger
see
for Hope Nation don't care about the Jets. Screw the Jets and screw Tim for bringing up the Jets.
I did see a comment here. We had, I believe, Joe Demi here says, I don't see any way there is a competition. I mean,
There isn't a competition. This is, this is
the way it is
God
if you can't move
versus
them.
a nobody, a bum, a has-been, never was.
And again, if you as
Did you
Philadelphia
just call
sports,
Jalen Hurts God?
he's been doing it for 2.5 weeks now. I mean,
I've been doing it for like
yeah,
3 and a
2.5
half,
years.
4.5 months.
Yeah.
And everybody called me crazy.
I see it like I just see it difficult to trade him if you're not if the trade doesn't look like something like you're trading him for like a 4th round pick. And I got to tell you, a 4th round pick I think is high. Players, especially players with high price tag, aren't worth anything in trades. I don't know how it got that way, but that's just how it is. A player with a big contract, you can't move him. It's so prohibitive to move him, mostly because there's a salary cap, and the other team, even if it's the best team, the best fit for the player, or the best fit for the trade, they might not have the cap room or might not be able to make it work. The sooner you get on to starting this, the more pliability there is to that. I just think that the numbers aren't going to allow it to happen unless some team comes to you with, hey, a Godfather offer. We're taking it.
So, Yanni, let's end this now. Week 1 next year, who's the starting quarterback in Philadelphia? 2, Jalen Hurts. Done. You heard it here. Jalen Hurts is the man. He is God, as somebody said, I think. Somebody called him God. I don't know who, but, I heard somebody call him God.
Same person over and over again.
Now we found out who the best quarterback in the world is. Now I got another question. We're on this whole, it's the holidays. We're finding out who's the best. What's the best? Him, Yanni, Hungry for Hope Nation. Let's ring the balls or the bells or whatever. Fa la la.
Okay.
Let's get our Christmas hats on. What is the greatest Christmas movie ever? Tim?
I mean, there's two of my mind that come to mind. Definitely Christmas Story, and Home Alone's up there with it at some points.
What Home Alone?
But if I had to pick gun ahead, Home Alone 1, the original was always the best. But if I had to pick, I was forced Christmas Story over Home Alone.
Christmas Story. That's your favorite Christmas movie. Tim, I'm on the same page as you. Christmas Story is my favorite. I got a great story, actually, Tim. I was in Cleveland, Ohio, and I stopped. They actually used a house in this little neighborhood in Cleveland, Ohio, to film Christmas Story. This guy, who was a diehard Christmas Story fan, made a company where he started selling them legs. The Christmas, the leg with the lamp on it. The guy made millions off selling, he saw it from the movie. He made all this money. So what does a guy who's a millionaire who loves Christmas Story do? He bought this block where they filmed the movie at, and he started making it like a little Christmas Story hangout where you can come pay money, take a tour. He has all the stuff from the movie. I think I got a picture of the house we'll bring up too. There's the leg. And you pay money, you go through the house, and they have all this stuff from back in the 60s or whenever they filmed it. You walk through the house. It's in this little neighborhood, it's like a real ghetto little neighborhood, but it's cool. It would be like in your neighborhood and all these tourists come in. And I'm a diehard Christmas Story. That's my favorite. Yanni, it's probably your favorite too, right? Christmas Story?
Christmas Story? I mean,
What's your favorite Christmas movie?
What about Die Hard?
No, Christmas movie.
Of course, it's a Christmas movie. The whole thing's about Christmas.
Yeah, don't be an asshole. It's a movie shot during Christmas. There's a whole difference.
It's an action exactly. Movie. You make a great point. Movie. No. It was shot during Christmas. I'm not saying what movie do you like that was shot during Christmas. What's your favorite Christmas movie?
It's Die Hard. I don't know what you're talking about. Great movie.
How about Elf? Somebody said Elf.
Great Christmas movie.
Somebody said Elf. That's a great movie. Will Ferrell, great guy.
Elf, I didn't even think of. Elf's a
Somebody just said Elf. That was great. That's a lot better than Die Hard. Die Hard's not a Christmas movie.
Sure it is. There's bells ringing. They talk about Christmas the whole time. The guy's singing Christmas carols.
It's literally set during Christmas time.
Look at him.
So it's a movie during Christmas.
A Christmas movie?
Is that photoshopped? Is that the hat photoshopped on his head?
I don't know, but
pretty sure
probably
it's photoshopped.
I just can't. I don't know what Hunger for Hope Nation thinks. But
I'd like to hear from them because a movie, it's loosely based around Christmas time, if you will. Christmas.
Yeah, it's based in Christmas time. You can't consider that a Christmas movie.
Well, then any movie that's not about Jesus, isn't a Christmas movie. I don't know what you're talking about, them.
I don't know what you're talking about, Yanni.
We're 2 days before Christmas. You're wearing a Christmas hat. Is this a Christmas-themed episode? Would you call this the Hungry for Hope Christmas special?
Yes.
Yeah, the fuck?
Is it not?
No.
Elf's a great movie. Christmas Story, great movie. Great. Bad Santa. Now, there's a good one. There's Elf.
That is a good one.
Santa, I know him. But yeah, I can't get on the what's it, Die Hard?
Mm.
No, my God, that's an action movie, not a Christmas movie.
Where do you guys fall on the Home Alones? Give me
That's a Christmas movie. What do you
rank
mean,
the
where
Home
do we fall?
Alones.
Home Alone 1. What do you mean?
Oh
Always
my
the
God,
best.
man.
Always the
Nah,
best.
you guys are no fun, man. Just Home Alone 2 is great. Lost in New York.
No. Yanni. He brings.
I don't know.
He
man.
makes
I don't
Christmas bad. You know, like it's supposed to be the holiday of the. Tim, you ever have? You know, you get Christmas gifts and you're in the holiday spirit, but like somebody gives you a gift you just don't like. You know, you can't. I think when I was younger, you get older, you realize you appreciate things. But when I was younger, I remember I was younger, and I didn't appreciate gifts as much. You know, now I appreciate a hug and just a hi on Christmas, just being around family. You don't realize how important that is, especially the lives we lived. You know, we've had holidays where we haven't been around for whatever reason, because our life went downhill and we weren't around. Now you appreciate stuff more. But when I was younger, I didn't really appreciate it. I remember one time, I'm a diehard Eagles fan. Everybody knows it. I like shoes, too. So, I kind of like shoes. So if you're thinking, like, Eagles, shoes, my grandma, God bless her soul, she probably was thinking this is the greatest idea. She found these Eagles Reebok shoes. I was a little younger, and she bought these Eagles Reebok shoes. I don't wear freaking Reebok. I'm thinking in my head, what are you, stupid, Grandma? I didn't say that to her, God bless her soul, but she got me. I was pissed, Tim. I didn't wear them. They sat in the box for a while. I don't wear Reebok. Do you wear Reebok?
I wear whatever's
I wear
available.
Reebok.
Man, I'm not a shoe guy.
I'm a Nike Jordan guy. I was so upset. I was like, Grandma must not love me. She bought me these shoes where she really put in thought. She really put in effort. And now, I'm here 10 years later. I still got them shoes. I love them. I cherish them. It was like the greatest gift ever. I even bought a new pair of Nike ones, but still. But, I was ready to fight Grandma on that day. She's in a wheelchair, don't get me wrong, but she probably threw a good punch. I I'm going to give her a couple free ones, but,
Why are you talking about beating up your grandma? What's happening right now?
You ever try to fight
I went
Grandma over
dark
shoes?
real quick.
I'm not saying fight.
Grandma would have beat my ass.
I'm not saying fight. I'm just saying wrestle around a little, pop, pop.
Not even.
I'm
He
not
actually
saying
pointed
fight,
out that she was in a wheelchair, so he wanted to fight his wheelchair-bound grandmother.
But no, that was back then, though. I'm saying, but I appreciate this gift so much, and you really, I don't, Tim, you don't have to take it dark, Tim. I'm just telling you, she was in good shape.
Took it dark.
You never had a bad gift. You ever have a gift you just really hated, Tim? You ever have a gift you don't like any? Hungry for Hope Nation. Hungry for Hope Nation.
Whatever
you ever have
T-shirt,
a gift?
whatever T-shirt my grandma gets me for Christmas every year. It's normally like a purple Sea Owl shirt or something ridiculous like that.
You want to fight her, don't you?
I don't want to fight my grandma.
She in a wheelchair?
No.
So you don't want to fight?
She
I'm
gets
just
me
trying
another shirt though. She gets me
Just so
another
we're
purple
clear.
Sea Owl shirt.
I know somebody we could actually have like a celebrity boxing match, you versus Grandma. What do you think? I know a guy.
I'd watch that.
Could you do it? We'll have Yanni as official. We'll have the undisputed Grandmom heavyweight championship belt.
Yeah, and the winner can fight Jake Paul.
Yeah, Jake Paul.
I want to. Hold on. Oh man, that guy.
We'll get to Jake Paul. What do you want, Tim? What do you? Let's before you beat up Grandma, tell us what you want.
What do I want? What do you mean?
What do you want for Christmas? What do you mean? I didn't stutter. What do you want for Christmas, kid? A Seattle purple shirt?
Know.
Well, no.
I want the Eagles to make the playoffs.
He wants the Eagles to make the playoffs.
Oh yeah,
that's great. That's great. But
I do it for Philadelphia.
All grandmom jokes aside, Tim, I know you can relate to me. We're pretty open about our past and about our stories. And when I was going through hard times, man, the holidays were always the worst. If you're incarcerated or you're addicted to drugs or wherever you're at, man, you're homeless, you're down and out, you're just in a bad spot, and you don't really realize it until the holidays come around and you're locked up or my case being locked up and you're not around the family and you don't get to get them shoes from grandma. You know, you kind of really miss that shit. And you realize that's like one of the things, you know, the real low point. But today, being able to be active in my family's life and being able to help people, you know, I spent the last couple days down in Kensington feeding people, giving them clothes. We were at Enright's from Enright Tree Service and Enright and Sons Oil Company. You know, them guys are great guys. They came down. We brought hundreds and hot dogs and burgers, hundreds and hundreds. We were sitting there on a corner. You know, we're taking shots with the people. You know, we give these people, you know, we brought drinks. And we're feeding these people. And I'm just doing it because I know what it feels like to be in that spot where, you know, you think you're forgotten. You know, these people a lot of people have forgotten these people. These people are homeless, addicted to drugs. They're sitting on them corners that their family's not around. They need that hope. You know, Tim, can you relate? I know you can relate a lot to that.
Yeah, I mean, some of those people, a lot of those people probably didn't know where they're getting their next meal from, and you guys are just standing there giving out free food.
You know, the crazy thing, these people, they thought we had like ulterior motive until they realized, and you know, people were crying and people were hugging us, and you know, they're not used to people actually. You know, I was like, I had a mask on, whatever. I'm COVID careful, but you know,
I don't see any masks.
I want these people to feel. Pictures. I want these people to feel me. You know, to feel like, hey, we're here because we just want you to know you're not forgotten. You're loved.
This dude's taking pics with no mask on in North Philly, and I'm the one not able to be in the studio today.
You know, we're sitting there in the probably the worst street in all Philly on a corner in Kensington. We got the truck. We got the tailgate down. We got tons of food. We just set up a little grill on the side. We actually left the grill there for the people. You know, they're homeless. We said, the grill's yours, you know. We're not taking anything, man. You can have anything. We brought bags and bags. A lot of people donated stuff. And there we are. And people are like, what drives somebody to go to Kensington when they don't have a drug problem and they're not homeless and spend their day on a corner? It's cold out, wet out, snow out, and cook food and just give the people. And, you know, I'm just telling you, I've eaten in some of the greatest restaurants in the world, not even the country, the world. I've spent some ridiculous money on some steaks that out of this world, but I never enjoyed a meal as much as I enjoyed that meal, eating that hot dog cooked by me on a corner in Kensington with 30 other people I never met before who, you know, were happy for one little moment in their life. They're going through tough times and they were happy. Anybody these holidays, man, you know, appreciate the gifts grandma gives you. Go out, you know, even we brought the food, we brought the clothes, and the Enrights were great. Pat, Joey, Pat Sr., a lot of people donated stuff. And, you know, we had people, I saw Pat Enright we brought the guy in the truck and we turned the heat on because his feet were so cold. We're like, we gotta bring this guy in the truck, you know. And we opened the truck, we put the heat on, and I watched Pat Enright from Enright Tree Service actually put socks on this guy's feet and shoes. You know, this homeless guy, you know, hasn't bathed. There's Pat. It's successful business owner putting socks and shoes on this guy's feet. You know, that's what it's all about. You don't need to give him stuff. Just, we hung out with him. They were so like, people usually give him food and leave or whatever. Yeah, we cracked open a beer, you know, took some shots. We shot the shit I wanted to know about him. How you doing? You know, I know they're not doing good, but I share stories, and they're like, we can't believe you guys are here. I'm like, well, better get used to it. You're not forgotten. People need to know they're not forgotten, right, Tim? You've been out there.
Absolutely.
Kensington's a war zone. And, you know, even being locked up, man, that was always the worst days, man. I just wanted to sleep the days away, the holidays. But anybody, just help people out during these holidays. If you're doing good in life, you know, it feels so much better. Like I said, nothing compares to seeing somebody who's going through tough times. That's what our show's all about. That's what everything we do is about. We laugh, we joke, we eat some cheesesteaks, we make fun of Yanni the Greek, we make fun of Tim, make fun of myself, whatever. But at the end of the day, our show is about inspiring the people who think they might be forgotten. The people, for whatever reason, they're not around their family, they don't have anything. You know, it don't cost anything to give love to the other person, Right, Tim? It don't cost me nothing to give somebody a hug and say, hey, you're not forgotten, my man.
So well said.
Doesn't cost a dime.
I've had people when I was, ready to give up, down and out. Nothing going on, lost everything in life. And there were some people who, kind of motivated me, You never know. You might change somebody's life. That person you just fed and clothed in Kensington and you told them they mattered, in 5 years, they might be hosting a radio show. They might have their own business. They might be traveling the world, speaking, telling their story. I've seen crazier things happen. We put a man on the moon. Anything can happen, Yanni, right?
It's debatable.
I mean, shit. That maybe in 5 years or in a year or whatever, they do have their own job and they are feeding themselves and they are getting themselves back on their feet. And that, I mean, just to watch someone turn it around like that. That's what this time of year and it's what being a human should be about. You know what I mean? It's awesome. I saw the pictures, Don. It looked like you guys were having a great time, and it's awesome that you do that. It's a reason why I keep coming back, even though all you guys do is bust my balls all the time. You guys really do.
I don't bullshit, Yanni. I had so much fun. I have so much fun going to these homeless shelters, going to these streets. I like to be hands-on. You can donate stuff. I've donated. We give to charities all the time. But when you're actually out there, my buddy said, you're in the trenches. We can get shot. We can get killed. But that's when people look at us and they're like, these guys, they have no reason to be here. They're not doing drugs. They're not homeless. They got houses in the suburbs, but they're actually in here in the trenches with us, hugging us, drinking with us, feeding us because they care. People aren't stupid. They can be homeless. They can be down and out, but they're not stupid. They can tell when somebody's real. Like Forrest said, just be nice to everybody, man. Crazy times we're living in. Be nice, man. Just be nice to everybody. That's about it, right?
Absolutely. Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick. That's all I can say. That's Tim's Christmas message. Don't be a dick. Hungry for Hope Nation. During this Christmas time, we wish you all a wonderful, wonderful time. I hope you get some amazing shoes from your grandma. I hope you get a purple Sea Isle shirt. I hope you get whatever Yanni the Greek gets. And, make sure you find if everybody who listens to this show finds at least one person who's going through a tough time, you don't have to give them anything. Just tell them, hey, you're not forgotten, my man. You're not forgotten. You matter, and I love you. Them words, they can mean so much. And go get some El Wingador sauce, elwingadorsauce.com. Maybe you can get that.
Slather it all over someone out there, and maybe they're into it. You never know. This is how you make someone's day.
Hungry for Hope Nation. Never forget the message we try to bring through the laughs and the cheese whiz and the jokes. We bring that, rock bottom isn't the end. It can be the beginning. You don't have to stay where you're at. This world's crazy, man. We put people on the moon. I wouldn't be surprised if one of them people I fed in Kensington the other day doing great things in years, man. Give people a chance, show love, be nice. Hungry for Hope Nation. It was great. Great talking to you. We will see you next Wednesday. Yanni the Greek, Big Time Tim Kudges, Reckless Donnie Hart. We're out of here.